The cop killer they won't tell you about. The cop killer they won't tell you about. This is amazing. It's very tragic. It also reveals a lot about the fake conversation that's happening right now in America, or lack of a conversation about certain things. So the other night here in New York City, a police officer was killed, a member of the Highway Patrol. He had responded to a fatal vehicular accident, and he was directing traffic, and he was clipped by a drunk driver. All right? Now, his name, Police Officer Anastasios Sakos, a 14-year veteran of the force, leaves behind a 6-year-old daughter and 3-year-old girl. Now, the person believed responsible is this individual. Her name is Jessica Boves, 32 years old. And yes, twice the legal limit of alcohol in her system. Now, that would be a tragedy and would be infuriating, but it gets more interesting and worse, because the way she spent the final hours before this accident, well, she was venting on Facebook for 90 minutes about how much she hates cops, how much she despises law enforcement. And throughout it all, she's downing vodka left and right. Here are her thoughts on law enforcement.
Why do you need a weapon to do your job? The f so afraid of? Because some people really don't give a f, like NWA say about the police. If you're going to kill me, at least I get to take a couple of you with me. I'm one of those sick people. If I'm going to go, some of y'all is coming.
Catch that? Sick people? Yeah, I think she's right there. Something about she's going to take somebody with her, inciting that vile song about police by NWA. More on that in a little bit. Actually, right now, NWA came out with this horrendously violent song in the late 80s, and she quotes it as she signs off.
I will see you guys next Monday at 6:30 p.m. back here on Face of Reality Radio, on the Instagram and on the Facebook. And until then, the police.
Blank the police. And she said it again and again. Blank the police. And she drove off and killed a cop with her car because she was drunk. And you probably haven't heard about this by now. Now imagine for a moment if it were a Trump supporter wearing a MAGA hat and did a little Facebook Live and ranted and raved about how much they hated Black Lives Matter and how they wanted to make America great again. And if they jumped in their car and hit a protester at a Black Lives Matter rally, what kind of treatment do you think that would receive on the morning news? Wall to wall, on the evening news too, and all the cable networks. Instead, they're talking about, well, cops and their alleged misconduct.
Fatal police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. This as protests grow and the fight over body cam and dash cam footage of the incident heads to court later this morning.
Newly released surveillance video shows sheriff's deputies arriving at Andrew Brown Jr.'s house before he was shot.
Andrew Brown Jr. was fatally shot by deputies. In this new video taken moments before Brown was killed, North Carolina sheriff's deputies seen racing down the street, piled in the back of a truck, speeding up to his home.
More of that. It was just like that the day before. The other thing they love talking about still is the Chauvin trial. I heard from alternate juror number 2, and now I'm hearing from alternate juror number 7.
31-year-old Brandon Mitchell was known only as juror number 52, and he joins us now. Brandon, we're really glad to see you because all of us wanted to know what happened.
For the first time, we're hearing what went on in that jury room. Brandon Mitchell served on the jury. He joins us this morning.
I spoke to Brandon just moments ago. Good morning, Brandon. Thank you for your willingness to share with us.
Oh, okay. Alternate juror number 52. All right. But let's remind everybody. We had a person venting about how much she hated cops on the internet for an hour and a half, getting drunk, how she would like to take a cop out with her if she were going down, and she proceeded to kill a cop. take the politics out of this. I'm going to talk about somebody, from a newsroom perspective. This is a big, fat, juicy story. I'm sorry, but it is. And no one's talking about it. No one. It does not fit their narrative. It's not in line with what they want to talk about. Now, I actually watched her entire show. It's an hour and a half long. A lot of it was gibberish. A lot of it was hate. Here's a portion.
I don't like barriers. That's why I don't like working. That's why I don't like rules. I am ignorant. I don't like being told what to do.
Bring them 2 photo chairs right here, baby. And you sit right here for me.
All right, she's ignorant. She doesn't want to work. That was one of the more understandable parts, that I could hear. And this was actually a sweet moment and also very sad at the same time, where she seems to be saying hello to her child.
Hi, Juju. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be saying hi to y'all, but Juju just walked in. Hi, Juju. I'll be right back.
Hi, Mama. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done being ghetto. Okay.
Hi, Mama. That was nice. And it's even more heartbreaking when we know what's about to happen. She offered some actually very common views on religion and God. I've heard this kind of stuff before, and this saddens me as well.
His name is whatever you want to call him. I call him God. Sometimes I call him universe. Sometimes I separate them. Sometimes they're the same person. For me, God is the father, the universe is my mother, and I'm a product of the environment. This is what I tell myself. This is what I live by, and it makes sense for me. I'm not one of them people that's going to go to the Bible for you. I'm not going to go pray for you. I'm not going to wish nothing good for you. I don't know how that became something that makes sense.
It does make sense. And you know what? I'm going to pray for you. I suggest we all pray for you because there is a way out of this. Miss Beauvais, there is, through God. That is my fervent wish for you, that you don't do this alone. Look at where that has gotten you. You don't do this by looking at the fake news and reacting to them. Look at where this has gotten you, okay? There is a way out. We'll also offer our prayers to Officer Sakos. Again, dead at the age of 43, leaves behind a daughter and a son, just 6 and 3 years old.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.